What's going on, gamers? So you guys know how many times on my YouTube channel, if you've been with me for a while, have proven things about Black Myth Wukong and have basically deducted what we needed to deduct, unless some insane piece of information is missing that can change the whole scene. You know what I mean? So yeah, we had a lot of PlayStation fanboys come on my page after the video I made yesterday. Some of them just can't handle it. Then you got people that are salty too, and then people that just want to be Sony canceled Rainbow Ball looking defenders. Yeah, because that's what I like to call it at that point, because it's like we've already showed you the test results. It can run on Series S fine. As a matter of fact, we run it on stuff weaker than Series S and even weaker than that, and it ran. It can even run on Nintendo Switch too. I'm telling you, they'll be able to do it even in handheld mode, and it'll be fine. Because they have more RAM too. But even then, Turk did it with 4 gigs. With 6 gigs, you would be fine. We've proven all that. So once we do that, and now we know that the Series S is not the issue, then what are we looking at after this? If you're just really not seeing that, then I really don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's just funny, right? We're going to get to some funny stuff. There's a lot of comments to get through. This is going to be a long video, so get ready, y'all. Genki says, China-based gaming consultant Daniel Olimac, of course, come in to defend China. That's what I'm saying. Says Black Myth Wukong released on Xbox exactly 1 year after PlayStation 5 release has nothing to do with a Sony exclusivity deal. But I find it funny that Sony never really came out to defend it. I know it was nothing to do with an exclusive agreement with Sony. This is what he said. He's a gaming consultant. That's what he said. He says he knows. It has nothing to do with an exclusive agreement with Sony. Game Science has been using August and the 20th for announcements since 2020. But what is he talking about? Black Myth Wukong is their first game released over here. Indeed, it may seem like a big coincidence that it is 1 year after the launch on PlayStation 5, but that is exactly what it is, a coincidence. The date of August 20th, 2024 was not random. It is a special date for the studio, and they continue to use it. Okay, now let's go down here real quick. Twitter user Ignis the Wise points out that Game Science has been using the August 20th date for Black Myth Wukong announcements over the past 5 years, based on Olimac information gathered from the last year. So this is what they're saying. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. This is what he said too. By the way, just to add, and as I said to the Brazilian outlet, my knowledge concerning this is from information I had last year. I don't have any particular news, recent insight from anyone directly related to the studio. What do y'all have to think about that? What do you have to say about that? Respect for saying that. Some people really want to believe Sony, some people really want to believe Sony didn't pay a large sum of money to secure a high profile AAA game exclusively and did not market it or make anyone aware of it. They don't necessarily have to. Deals go on all the time that people are not aware of. And yeah, I agree with Genki. It is a strange one. But at the end of the day, this is how things are starting off over here. So this was the hugest defense force right here after what we just did. This is their biggest comeback. Now, we're not done here. Over here, this person says Black Myth Wukong on Xbox reignites debate over alleged PlayStation exclusivity. See what an expert says, right? And this was the expert that they're saying. They're saying this guy is the expert. No, I don't agree with that. Now, Paul Tassi came out and said a deal will never be confirmed publicly. It was never denied publicly. But I believe what I originally told, and here we are. So now we have two sides of the coin here, right? But at least we have evidence to realize that it could have ran on the Series S. I just hope remember that in the future, after tearing me up for months about it, I hope these people remember this. Yeah, they owe him an apology. That's practically what he's trying to say here. Since no one will read the article and will keep bringing up the August 20th Wukong birthday claim. I've seen it brought up that August 20th is a special date in general for Black Myth Wukong. There's no official date for the birth of the Monkey King in legend, but August 20th has been mentioned in the past. It is the case that Game Science first debuted Wukong footage on August 20th, 2022. Right? They did a hands-on August 20th, 2023. There was a PlayStation release in 2024 and Xbox in 2025. I don't take this as some sort of explanation. You could certainly say that Game Science picked the preview and initial release date on purpose due to the August 20th relationship to Wukong lore. But if you did that and then say made a year-long exclusivity deal, that would of course end on August 20th of the following year. Multiple things can be true. It may have been tough to develop Wukong for Microsoft's low-spec Series S, but simultaneously a deal could have been in place. However, 5 months ago, this was the director of Black Myth Wukong. Although there were no big surprises, I still felt a little emotional after getting all of them. Everyone's fighting power is so terrifying, but the only thing missing is the Xbox robe. It seems a bit wrong, but that's 10 gigabytes of shared memory. It's really impossible to get it without several years of optimization experience, but you had it in less than a year. So you're over-exaggerating. There's holes in things that they say too, where you could have been like, look, bro, you could have just said it the way that it actually was. Just saying. So I get what they're saying about 1 year on August 20th will be August 20th after that. But then they could have announced something after that. The deal was up after 20th. So what are you announcing after that? There's so many ways to look at it. So I don't know about that. Now, let's go back over here to the comments. Are we ready? Let's start off and help Nib out here, y'all. You have to be able to admit when you're wrong. It's a sign of growth and being an adult. Tell you all you want to know about Nib, that he can't. Ooh, somebody called you out. Truth will set you free. There you go again, Nib. So yeah. That's to help you out, bro. Okay, here goes this guy, Roberto Marx. Let me know this, that Sony Money had all of the Xbox games. Is this why Forza and Gears are on PlayStation? We have to stop Sony from doing this if it's true. He's trying to be a smartass. This guy said, bro, did you not see the PC test video? I don't know how many times I have to show this to people. You know what I mean? Like, we've proven that. It's on my page. You guys can look at it, or just go to Turk's page. It has been proven that both parties lied. Sony kept the game off Xbox, and the developer went right along and even pushed it further with the hardware limitation lies. Yeah, why wouldn't they, right? Because they already had all the success they needed. Everything sold already. Sony was just a bonus edition. They wanted to move PlayStations in China. The whole thing was to do all that together. It wasn't just about Wukong. It was also selling PlayStations in China and getting into that market. Let me tell you. So Sony's trying to monopolize that in a sense. Just saying, they are. Here goes this guy. I heard the Series S is dog shit. I heard that's why Halo doesn't have co-op. Shaking my head. What a stupid reply. So first of all, I proved that the Series S, or Turk proved it by his comparison video and by me observing everything outside of that and observing his video and gathering everything over time. You know, I'll get to the heart of the truth. We both proved together that that's not the case. Regardless of whether people call the Series S a potato or not, I'm not worried about that. The point is could it do it or not? We proved that. So you coming in saying this does not change anything, shut your dumb ass up. Just being dumb. See, this is what I mean. You have people with a mentality, you guys know, it doesn't matter what side it is, I'm going to do the same thing because it's the same behavior, just on a different, under a different label. You're coming in to want to dump on the console, and it shows that you are a PlayStation fanboy. You made it very clear by saying, I heard that the Series S is dog shit, when really we were just presenting you the truth. So this was his reply. He danced around it, and then he threw a punch at the Series S, and then left off. What a child, right? See what I mean? This is not helping the situation. You could have just said, you know what? Let me go look at that PC. Like, there's no reason here. This is what I mean. Like, when you meet these type of people online today, this is the type of communication you get with these people. They're like 14 years old. Emotionally. They can't accept something like some type of fact. It's like I said, the fanboys like this anywhere. And then they just come in and then they throw that lobo at the Series S. When really, it's like, you should be getting mad at Sony. You should be getting a little bit upset at Game Science. They lied to you. And Sony Money had it. Or if they didn't, what the hell happened then? Because you're not going to take a year to put something on a Series S. Dude, get out of here. We got people doing that shit in a week that don't even work at a development department. I'm not trying to hear that. So here goes this guy. Next person. Next idiot. If Sony Money had it the game, who cares? Business is business. Play the games wherever they are. You see what I mean, man? That's not the point of this situation. Everybody money hats. Look at the the Summer Games Fest yesterday. PC is getting a lot of games. You think I care though? I don't. I own every platform. That's the whole reason of doing it, because they all do it. That's why I tell people, don't be a hypocrite. Nintendo does it the least. But the point is that the reason why I have their platform is for their games. It's not because of their specs. I don't care about that. No, it's because I'm going to play your first party games there. I have PC so that I can play all Xbox games and all PC games and whatever exclusives are there. And I have the PlayStation for whatever exclusives are only going to be there, and time games I don't want to wait on. You know what I mean? So this This is known, but this situation is completely different. It's like hiding, lying, dumping on a console that had nothing to do with your behavior. You know what I mean? You're using that as a scapegoat to kind of take the heat and hide stuff like this is the behavior we're coming after. It's not because, oh, if Sony money had the game, who cares? Business is business. Yeah, you have a peanut brain. You ain't looking at the situation and seeing the whole picture of why this matters. It's not just because you're looking at it that way. It's so stupid, man. I didn't see anything about D-Bats trying to smooth it over. Here goes the next guy, Smegov. I'm telling you guys. Sorry, but this doesn't mean a timed exclusive deal. PlayStation would announce this if so, not necessarily. But they didn't, and you've been wrong on many accounts. On what? On what? Come tell me. Come on. Come reply in this video, Smeg off. The guy that says this doesn't mean that it's a time exclusive deal. That's not the point here. We've debunked a lot of things. We've done proof. What are you doing? You're just coming in and commenting. This guy right here. Yeah, you ain't on stage. You just coming in to defend Sony. Yeah, slip their balls. Get all that rainbow cancel juice in there. Gonna need to be adding fair games soon. And maybe marathons. I don't know, maybe not. But fair games for sure. So this guy is running the same thing that you would see somebody like MBG or a Reforge game come in and say, but Sony didn't announce it, so it can't be true. And Sony has to announce it, otherwise they couldn't money hack. They can't do anything shady behind the deals. You know what I mean? They can't do any shady deals behind the scenes. That doesn't exist in the business world, in the corporate world. They're all saints. Well, I tell you, dumber by the hour. Now it's time for Xbox owners to put their money where their mouth is. Don't complain you don't get good games and then not buy these games when you finally do get. I'm personally waiting for the Switch 2 version. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think Microsoft may have to work some other. I don't know what deal they have with them. Some people probably want this game on Game Pass. Some people are going to be mad because of that. They're not going to want to support them because of that. It's not just that. There's another way to look at it. So yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. No. AGN, did you play Black Myth Wukong? Oh yeah, I beat the game, by the way. Yeah, let's get that out the way. You got people sitting over here. It's like, you know how we do anything I do. This how you guys know, man. You know, we're the real deal over here, right? Everything I talk about, you'll realize I got the experience, pretty much. It's rare that I don't. That could be possible, but we're gonna keep on going down some comments. We'll get to that in a second. Expose, that's nice. Where's the next idiot at? Yeah, I have it on PC. So I had this one guy come in here. You're just mad because blah 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 X Y. And I'm like, dude, who are you talking to? I have it on PC, idiot. Right here, Black Myth Wukong. Last played November 2nd, 2024. 40 hours into the game. Hold on, let me help you out. Let me help you out. We got to go down here because I did a lot of stuff. I beat the game, as you see. Dual destiny, baby. Two minds, long freight, leaves but one to stay. That's some nice poetry. There you have it. 41 hours, pretty much. Not done with the game. I'm just saying. We talk from experience over here. So I was doing tests myself, seeing things, and I'm like, yeah, this can run on the Series S. I didn't make no videos, but it's like, I don't need to argue with idiots when I know the facts. You know what I mean? Trying to call this other dude an expert and all this. It's like, please shut up. So here's the next idiot right here. It seems like every bot. See, look, I'm called a Nintendo fanboy now recently. Now I'm called an Xbot again. I'm telling you guys, they don't know. They can't make up their mind. I was called a PC fanboy. I was called all types of stuff. But you know what? Like I said, to me, it's just children throwing their labels at me because they don't know how to have a conversation. I want to show how smart they are with these Black Myth Wukong money-hatted videos. You can't make this shit up. Turk is a PC gamer and he's a hardware dev. We did professional stuff. It has nothing to do with what platform you're like. I'm here for the truth. And the slam ponies. Sit your punk ass down. Quick dislike on the video for saying ponies. Okay, pony. Sit your punk ass down too. Go in the corner. Cry about it. Goodness, these Xbox X-boy grifters. See, now I'm called an X-boy grifter. See? Make up your mind, idiots. No, I'm just good at what I do. If it was an exclusive, Sony wouldn't be shy in advertising and promoting this game. They promoted it. They probably didn't want them to because they didn't want to be involved with that. You never know. You were not there. All we can do is deduct. Adidas coming as always, you know. Yeah, the so-called Xbox. Oh God, I'm not going to waste my time with this guy. I'll call this. I knew it. So Sony had a game for 1 year with no advertising at all. LOL. So keep coping. No wonder. See, I'm coping, right? Though I had it on PC. I just showed you guys, and I played it on max settings. Damn near 80, 90 frames per second with frame gen. Higher than you could in your bootleg ass little console if you want to play that game. It's dead. Xbox is dead. People. Sony get a next game and do. I like reading sentences. Tell anybody, dude, stop trolling. So why never did that? Tell me a game they did that with. I wait. What the hell is this guy typing? I like to read a sentence. I thought we were having a conversation here, not a stupid projection of. That's this guy. So I don't even know. I can't even take that serious. But yeah, ending it with these two over here. You know what I mean? Quick dislike on the video for saying Paul. Just like, bro, what? You can't handle the word? That's what they're acting like. They're coming in here throwing all that stuff, all this blind pony nonsense. Then you figure out it's all bullcrap, and they're all over there being extra positive. Understand the metaphor. You know what I mean? Good Lord, man. So there we have it with that. So let's go over here on this story real quick. They're going to learn a hard lesson from Square Enix. The guy's calling you a liar. Apparently, he's a Chinese gaming consultant. Yeah. That's what he originally said a year ago. It's not a new take. It was back. So, oh yeah, let's clarify this. It was back when all this was being debated. So yeah, he got proved wrong, and he just came out to reinstate then. Get your punk ass back in there in the corner. You just want to defend somebody because y'all know what I mean. I'm not going to even get into that either. It was denied by the devs themselves. You were wrong, dude. Move on. Once again, they act like they can't lie. It's been proven. Dude, it can run on Series S. What is it then? Tell me, what is it? They literally needed a year to optimize it for the Series S this whole time and just only prioritize the PlayStation and then get to the Series S after? Why couldn't you do both at once? Because Sony made you prioritize their console. What are we talking about here, boy? And when the deal was up after 1 year, they weren't going to tell you the 1 year deal is up. You don't know about it. See, they never came to the public. So it secretly passed on August 20th. And then something came up along that time. Hey, man, I'm just saying, I'm pointing out some stuff to you. We did the videos, we did the test results. What are we talking about here? I'm not budging with that when I know what I know already. I don't need nobody to come in and say, I'm this guy in this position in the industry. Dude, I already figured it out. Get out of here with that crap. No, you ain't coming to me like you're more intelligent than me. I'm not finna accept this nonsense. Sit down. How do you feel about Game Science always using August 20th? Damn, it's almost like I addressed that claim directly in the piece. Yeah, we already talked about that, though. Why hide it, though? It makes no sense to me. What do you mean? Deals are hit all the time. So, yeah, I think this situation is a double-edged sword. Even with this, and no matter what, it'll end up being a loophole. If I have to make videos on it to make fun of more idiots, I will. But what we do know is that it could have ran on a Series S no problem. And why is it that people could go on their PC that day and put Series S settings and it's running and there's no issues? Well, I still want people to answer that question. That's what this is about. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Once again, putting people in their place. People coming in the comments being dumb too. See what I'm saying? Like I said, they don't know what to call me now. Let's see what they come up with next. Some new console came out. They'll call me that fanboy. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day.